good afternoon. It is 4 p.m. here in South Korea. I am Arirang News. AI anger. Ari. North Korea once again launched missiles this morning, less than a week after its last missile test. South Korea's military said it detected 2 ballistic missiles fired shortly after 5 a.m., with about 10 minutes between the launches. The first one, a short-range ballistic missile, flew 600 kilometers, followed by a second missile that traveled only around 120 kilometers and appears to have been unsuccessful. Monday's launches come after the regime vowed to take overwhelming countermeasures in response to the recent military exercise held between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan. Amid robust performance in the semiconductor sector, South Korea is continuing to see on-year growth for exports. According to the Trade Ministry on Monday, exports for June increased by 5.1% compared to the year before, reaching $57 billion. It's largely attributed to a strong performance by the chip industry, with the country's largest export item seeing a record high figure of $13.4 billion, up more than 50% on year. Higher memory chip prices and demand from server-centered industries pulled up the growth. With strong exports, the country's trade balance stayed firmly in the positive territory, logging an $8 billion surplus compared to the year before. On Sunday, France's far-right National Rally Party celebrated a historic win in the first round of the snap elections called by French President Emmanuel Macron, with the highest turnout in 3 decades at close to 60%. Pollsters say the far-right National Rally Party took over 33% of the first-round vote, ahead of the left-wing New Popular Front at over 28%, and Macron's Ensemble Alliance in third with around 21%. While the final results will depend on the second round of voting, set to take place next Sunday, projections show that Marine Le Pen's National Rally would win the most seats in the 577-seat National Assembly, which could leave President Macron to work with a prime minister from an opposition party for his remaining 3 years in office. The police are conducting investigations into the Aricell lithium battery factory fire in Hwasong that killed 23 workers. They announced on Saturday that statements by workers who witnessed the fire indicated they had never received any safety training and were unaware of the location of the emergency exits. During their week-long investigation since the fire last week, Gyeonggi Nambu Provincial Police have questioned over 20 witnesses about the fire and the factory's overall operations. Meanwhile, the analysis of seized materials from the facilities is expected to take up to 3 weeks. More than 7 out of 10 Americans believe U.S. President Joe Biden should drop out of the presidential race following his poor performance during a televised debate with Donald Trump last week. In a survey conducted by CBS with YouGov on 1,130 registered voters nationwide from last Friday to Saturday, 72% of respondents said Biden should not run in the presidential election, with 28% saying he should. In the same survey in February, 63% were opposed to his candidacy. Among Democratic Party voters, 54% of respondents said that Biden should run, but the results of the earlier survey showed that support for President Biden greatly outweighed opposition by 64% to 36%. That is all for today. Thanks for watching.